What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Let's Get Chatting podcast. Today we have got a very special guest with us, Charlie. You may know him as Charlie Max Music. You've got me, you've got Al Spleezy, Lena Spleeze. We're all here. We're pleased. We're feeling good. So yeah, I always like to start these off by like just getting everybody comfortable talking. So I always literally just start off with, how's your day been? I've seen most of yours on TikTok anyway, but how's your day been, Charlie?
It's been all right. It's been all right. I saw you guys in the live earlier, so yeah, it's been very good. I have had about 4 days off singing, so just kind of needed to reset a little bit. But yeah, it's great to be back. And got quite a busy couple of months ahead now, so looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
I did hear you got some exciting news. We won't try to get that out of you today, don't worry.
I can't tell anybody anything at the moment.
So obviously when you took like time off, was it like just because you're just doing too much constantly and so on, or?
Yeah, so I've been working pretty much for the last year plus. I've not stopped. I've just kept going. I've been doing events. I've been busking pretty much 5 to 6 times a week. And I've kind of had like no time off at all, because my main goal for this year was to build a bit of an audience. Someone actually said, when was it last? I can't remember what date it was now. I think it was like November 2023. Someone was like, you should jump on TikTok while you're busking. You can get good exposure. And I was like, but I thought TikTok was for kids. So I kind of didn't take it seriously. And then, and then I started just streaming, and it just went pretty nuts. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do covers of songs that people know, but obviously in my own style, and just kind of really push it out there and see what happens. And didn't expect a lot, and then obviously kind of got addictive, and I just wanted to keep doing it.
I get
so
you.
I haven't stopped for like the last year. So what happened, I think recently I've just had a little bit of burnout where my body's like, you really need to actually take some days off. So that was, I would say 4 days is the longest I've ever taken off, apart from when I lost my account due to a hacker in November. I would say this is the longest time I've ever taken off in the last year plus. So
It's mental because like I find like anything I do, like I used to be well into the gym. And now like I find like if I just, when I go, and like it's like boom boom boom, and then after like 2 weeks I just get sick. I just get ill because I just burn the fuck out, because I start work at like 5:30, 6. I get home, I'm a dad, I go to the gym, I do this, like it Lena done it. I just get ill so fast.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in a gym in my life. So
nah, you came with me once or twice.
Yeah, I did come with you a couple of times, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Brilliant. But you got to see me working out. To be fair, I trained mainly in the evening. I used to be, I did start doing like in the mornings, but like I'd have to go at like 4:30 in the morning. So like I'm going to bed at like 11 p.m, waking up at 4:30, going to the gym. It just doesn't work at all. So but so you're in the gym a little bit, I see. A little bit, a lot.
I was before I start. I mean, I do try and go in the mornings, and then I'll try and go somewhere.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. I'll try and go in the morning, and then I'll go like wherever I'm going in the afternoon. So I got it done. Because also, I don't know how to say it, but basically on social media, like, image does matter a little bit.
100%.
It does.
And
I know that's why I do no good on it.
Say like, it doesn't matter, but it does. And to be fair, I just like to exercise anyway. And it kind of sets me up for the day. But you get a lot of trolls on TikTok, so if I can be, if I can feel all right, then then I could do it.
Yeah, man, 100%. It's a mental thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's the thing as well. It will get to you, because like when you're scrolling through a TikTok, like most people will look at the first thing that they see. For me, I watch dumb stuff. I laughed my ass off at a chicken dancing to Gasolina the other night for about 25 minutes. That shit doesn't bother me. But
Yeah,
I think, but it's also like, even Josh and I talk about it all the time, like the quality of things. Like if I
yeah,
am scrolling through and I see a video, it could be the funniest thing. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it if it looks like it was filmed on a freaking potato. I said this
mhm,
last week, I'll say it again. So I
yeah,
think in that sense as well, it was like everything plays like such a crucial part in all of it.
I just
yeah.
don't
And
understand if we're talking about image and quality, why I'm not like a viral sensation yet, to be honest, because I think I'm a 10 out of 10 and I always put like good effort into my stuff, but we'll leave it at that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I was just quickly on that one actually. I was going to say what a lot of people fail to understand on TikTok, and I'm whoever sees this, you might take it as a little bit of inspiration or whatever it is, but like I think because it's so fast scrolling, like you've got like 0. I think they said it was like 0.8 seconds to get someone's attention.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
it's
literally like
similar
you
to
were saying,
like,
Lena, like when you're scrolling. Sorry, Josh. I was just going to say like
that's all right.
when you're scrolling, like your attention span is so short now. So
Yeah.
you need that one thing to bring people in and go, okay, I'm gonna at least watch this
Hmm.
person for the next 5 seconds. Then if you keep them for 10 seconds, it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing something right here, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And I
So
think that's where your sort of content comes in because it was, I'd imagine you're the first person to do it and it's pretty out there, right? So
yeah,
like when you think about it, like I always like if I'm walk past someone who's like busking on the street, I'm like, you have to be fucking so ballsy.
mm,
So ballsy. Like I can talk to people on the internet all day.
yeah.
Put me in a public setting.
I
No,
couldn't do
no,
it.
no.
I
It
couldn't do
it
It's
it.
does it just
it, it's weird as well because you've got like so when I've noticed a lot of people on TikTok are streaming now when they're busking.
mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
become more even before, like when I started doing it, there were people doing it, but it's got way more now. But like it's it's like doing loads of different things because you're trying to please an audience online. You're trying to please an audience in person as well,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then you're also like trying to be as entertaining as possible as well.
And still sing well.
And still sing well. So it's like you've got all this stuff going on, and then on top of that, you have to deal with a lot of the twats in the street as well. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to gear yourself up. Okay, this is going to be this could be 2 hours of absolute hell, or it could be okay.
It's like
Um,
Yeah.
any performance, isn't it? Like you just
yeah,
got to prepare and make sure you're ready for like the worst case scenario because any
yeah,
sort of performance, whether it's like if like we had Lucas on 2 weeks ago, he's sort of does like a lot of open mics, gigging and talk like all this sort of stuff, and he was saying like even with that because it's open mic, you just don't know what you're walking into or who's
yeah,
going to be there, so you've got to really just be like, right, this is my mission, this is my job, I have to do this no matter what.
yeah. And you kind of have to accept. Okay, I might get food thrown at me. I might get drink thrown at me. I might have. The other day I had a tenner nicked out of my pocket. Like I've had money stolen. Um, I've been
He's had some
assaulted.
wild characters. I was just gonna say that woman straight up like assaulted him a few weeks
That,
ago. He's had somebody like leave him notes, like
yeah,
shout at him, say he's annoying, it's awful. I can hear it all the way up the road. No,
yeah,
you can't. The lady in the library, wasn't it?
yeah. But you know what? That like so it was funny because that video. Some people have accused me of like staging it, but it wasn't staged. It was all legit. Like it was
We watched
completely
it
legit.
happen.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was like, she came up to me out of nowhere and was like, "You are too loud," and I was like,
Yeah,
"Am I? Oh, I thought I'd ask loads of people if
She's
I'm,
just jealous because more people are watching you sing than she has in the library.
yeah, yeah, yeah."
honestly.
But you know what? That ended up getting 500,000 views, and it actually did me a massive favour.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can really do well, you know.
It works in
Anything is
mysterious
content
ways.
nowadays.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
that's true, isn't it? That is so true. Like content is like anything, and the more outrageous, the more people are going to watch it.
yeah.
Like
Mm.
that's the fact of the matter. So
So like how did you get into busking? Like what did you do before this? I don't I don't know anything about any of that. I wasn't
So
there at the beginning.
yeah, yeah. So before COVID, of which I hate talking about COVID because it's literally everybody talks about it still. But it
Mm.
is like, like I genuinely, I did lose my work over COVID,
Mm-hmm.
um, like everybody did. But before that, I was a TA in schools.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow,
Um,
that makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Not in a
So I was,
negative way, but like due to
no,
your personality, that makes sense.
yeah. Well, my mum is a head teacher, and she's been um, teaching in schools for as long as I can remember, right? So yeah, we had quite a strict upbringing, right?
I could
And
imagine. Yeah, what was school like? Damn.
it was hard because I felt like I couldn't misbehave because she knew all the other head teachers. So I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The
why do you know
constant walking
every
on
single head
eggshells.
teacher? Exactly. I was like, why do you know every single head teacher? Like, why can't I just be myself? Um, so that's kind of why when I went to college, I had this massive like backlash because I was like, okay, I can be the person I want to be now. So I kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
was a bit of a knob for 2 years just because I wanted to get it all out of my system. Um,
Yeah, we've all done it.
and then when I actually ended up going to uni, I kind of settled down then and did things the right way. But yeah, so I basically long story short, I went to university in London to study songwriting, and then I kind of just ended up staying in London because a lot of my mates were, and I ended up doing
I'm sorry to
TA
hear
work.
that, by the way.
What's that, sorry? What, that I
So I'm
stayed?
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
I know I couldn't save Josh to save my life. So,
I
um,
literally I go there
so yeah,
every day and
I kind of
I hate it.
yeah, I stayed there for 10 years, which is mad. So I stayed there for a
Oh
long,
my
long time.
God.
Yeah, I was there for a long time, but I got a load of TA work, which was actually really fun. I started working in special needs schools, which was really, really fun.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and then I kind of got a little bit like, okay, where's this going? So I started teaching music privately. So I started going to people's houses, um, and I advertised on Facebook. I remember being like, I might get like 2 responses, but I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, in London, because it's so big and everybody wants a music teacher, I was like, okay, I've got like freaking 80 responses. So that's enough now for me to do that full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so next thing I knew, I was like this private music teacher. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of like going around everybody's houses. And that was cool because that was my first experience of like being self-employed,
Yeah.
Right.
where I could be like, okay, I can decide how much I charge and I can decide when I work, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was not good at being told what to do by bosses. Just putting it out there, I am not good at being told
Neither am
what
Lena
I.
to
is
do.
exactly the same.
I can't do it. I can't do
I,
it. Do you find that like being self-employed, maybe I don't know. It's different because like we're like a, I guess like a two-income household, whatever. I don't know. But do you find that your value of your time is almost less now that you're self-employed though? Because I find that I think like, right, I'm a photographer, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do a family session, and I'm only gonna charge them £100 for the hour, and then they'll get all of the photos included in that cost. Whereas a lot of people don't do it their way; they charge for the photos because the editing time. So I end up once I've edited, I end up working for like £5 an hour or something. But to me, I just don't care because I just love it, and I'm like, oh, this is better than working for somebody that I
yeah,
don't like. So I'll just take it and make it work. Do you find
oh,
that it's kind of the same?
100%. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught it earlier, but people were saying, some guy said, oh, when you're a multi-millionaire. And I was like, I'll just stop you there. I'm not doing this for the money. I was like,
Yeah.
if I was doing it for the money, I
Nobody
probably
ever.
wouldn't be on
I
the
mean, it
side of the street.
helps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've always been like, if I'm comfortable, and I'd rather be comfortable and do something I absolutely love and enjoy rather than working in an office and getting paid like 100 grand a year and being miserable. Um,
Absolutely.
and like one of my mates works in Asda. He's one of the managers, and he's on an okay wage, but he's so miserable. And he's like, mate,
Yeah.
you're on less money than me, but you get to decide when you work and what you do. And yeah, I don't know. I value free time a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
I just really didn't get on at like retail jobs. I did retail jobs, like
Don't have kids
selling.
then.
Pardon? Don't
Don't
have
have
kids.
kids.
Ah,
Yeah.
Josh. Well, that hasn't happened yet. But
That free time is out the window, bro.
well, I need more free time for the kids then. So there we go.
There you go.
But yeah, like I really love just being able to take a Sunday off or a Monday or whatever it is and be like, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere today.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to work for someone. I'm not that kind of person. Um, and
Yeah.
I literally have had fallouts with managers because I don't agree with a lot of what they've done, and but there's always this hierarchy of like I know that they have to have the hierarchy, but it's like you're going to do this because I'm the manager, and you're going to go along with it,
Yeah.
And
and
even if
No.
it's wrong, right?
even if it's wrong, and even
Yeah,
head
yeah.
teachers like because my mum's a head teacher as well, if I questioned the head teacher and said, I don't think I think we need to sit down and talk about what's happening in the school, and this, and this pupil. All the other TAs would go, "Oh, you can't question the head teacher. She's the head teacher." And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna tell her if something's wrong. So I've always been that person of like, I think I always knew I wanted to do things my own way. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm quite lucky in that sense because my job, as much as I have a boss, and so like I'm sort of left to my own devices, so I sort of get the best of both worlds,
yeah.
which is quite nice.
Mm.
Um, so I'm quite lucky in that sense. So then, at what? So how did the busking come along?
Yeah, so what happened was over lockdown, a lot of the kids uh, had, school issues, and a lot of the parents couldn't. You couldn't do face to face, so a lot of it had to be done over Zoom,
Yeah,
which you can imagine the nightmare of trying to teach kids over Zoom. That was just mad.
No.
Um,
yeah,
it wasn't ideal, and I managed it a little bit, but then I realised, okay, I'm losing work here, and I still had a couple of clients as well, but I was kind of like, I need to do something else, but I don't know what I want to do. And as it was kind of coming to an end, I think it was like 20. So how long did it go on? It was like 2023 lasted until, didn't it? 20?
I don't
oh,
know.
way too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a long time, but I just remember towards the end, my friend said, "Mate, you should try busking in London. You're going to make good money." And I was like, "Nobody ever makes
Yeah,
money busking. Nobody ever makes any money." And he was like, "No, trust me, I do it, and I'll make like 200 in 2 hours." I was like, "Really?"
wow.
He was like, "Yeah, I'll make this every day,"
Right.
and I'm
I'll be in London tomorrow, Josh.
like, yeah. And lo and behold, like I remember, I was like, "You can't really. What you make that much money?" And it took me ages to believe it. Um,
Yeah.
Mm.
so I said, "Right, I'm going to try it one day. Tell me where to go, and I'm going to try it." So I took my guitar down, and this was before I was way before I was streaming. Um, and I actually used to play with like my electric guitar as well, so I never just did the like backing track singing thing. Um,
Mm.
Hmm.
and lo and behold, I went and I think I made like, yeah, pretty much 200 quid, 180 maybe in 2 hours. And I was like, that's more than I make in an entire day teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, that's got to be a fluke. So I went down again, a couple of days
It's
later.
got to be a fluke.
I was like, it's
My
got to
mate
be.
set me up.
Yeah. There can't be a way that I'm actually. He must be, well, he must not be telling me the truth. I'll try not to swear on here, by the way.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh, we're savage. Don't worry
um,
about
but I sort of, I went down again and I made another 200 quid. I was like, oh wow, I've made like an entire week's salary in 4 hours in London. I was like, shit, this is
that.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Um, and then what happened was I gradually started like losing more clients because of all the crap that was going on. And then I found
Yeah.
actually that I preferred the busking to the teaching anyway. So I was kind of like, okay, I think I'm going to go part-time, 2 days a week teaching, 3 days a week busking. And I found
Yeah.
that with it, like, not only was I happier, but I also was making more money that way
Yeah.
round as opposed to teaching full-time 5 days a week. So I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm going to keep it as is. And then when I started live streaming, you could make money on TikTok as well. So I was like, and yeah, it's just been like that ever since. And
So, at what point did it click to live stream it? What happened there? Where was it like, oh, I can just do this, or did you just go, fuck it, why not?
yeah, I just kind of went like, oh, I'll give it a go because someone said try streaming, and you never know what's going to happen. And for ages, it was like really slow. I remember having like 2 people in my lives for a while, and I was like, nobody's interested, nobody cares, and it was just funny because then all of a sudden, like, I don't know what happened. It just blew up, just went nuts. Like, I really don't know why. It was just people seemed to clock on and like me, and they stuck around and then kept watching and then shared it to their friends, and then it just literally last year my goal was to get. I remember in like January I was like, if I can get 10,000 followers, I'd be over the moon. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the fact that we're nearly on like 100,000 is just mind blowing to me. Like it's just like
yeah. That's
I
sick.
can't believe these numbers. Like to some people that might be quite small, but to me it's like ridiculous. And like
It's a mysterious algorithm, that's for
it's
sure. How
just
it pushes
Yeah.
crazy.
you originally.
It's
It's
mad.
Because
And
I'd never come across you before. Sorry, that sounds so rude. I don't mean it to sound like that,
no,
but
it's fine.
I'm
I didn't come across
notorious.
me either.
I'm notorious for like sitting on TikTok every night when I'm going to sleep, or during the day when Grayson's sleeping, or kind of
Yeah,
like when and throughout my days, like I am on TikTok all the time. Like my screen time is alarming. And I remember I was like, I think I'd just woken up one morning and it was like my friend's like, "Oh my God, Liam Payne's dead." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, I gotta go look at this on TikTok. And I started scrolling. And I don't know if it was just like the Liam Payne thing, which like pushed it because it was like a
yeah,
common thing that was going on. Everybody was talking about it. But then I went in there and there was like 500 people in there. And I was like, holy shit. I was
yeah,
like, that's freaking crazy. Like, I'd never seen you before, and I was like, wow, that's freaking nuts. Like I've never seen a busker. Like I come across people all the time on there singing till 100 viewers, singing to buy my mom a Mother's Day present, and I'm just like, oh, bore off. Like I'm actually so sick of seeing it.
it's
It's just,
crazy.
and they're not engaging at all. Like Charlie, like if you watch him, he literally will try and respond to every comment, even when he's singing. Like you talk to people, like
That's a skill within itself.
But
yeah,
it's literally like Nina when you found me. That I remember that because that was a busy day.
yeah,
I remember being slated for that because people were like, "Oh, he's using Liam
yeah,
as whatever." Now that wasn't actually the truth. The truth of what I was doing, I was paying tribute to him by playing his songs.
yeah,
So that was where people got that wrong because not everybody, most people on there, as you saw that day, were like,
yeah.
"That's an amazing, lovely tribute." But you had the trolls who were coming in. Oh, you're using him for this and that. And I
Using it
was
for
Yeah.
like,
clout, yeah.
no, you can't come in and like say that when you don't know the situation. So
Yeah.
I was actually
Funny
just
that.
playing with you, right? And then also it was funny because so there were like last year there were times where I was consistently getting like 1,000 plus in my life, and I was like, this is
Mm.
mad, this is crazy numbers, and like I just completely capitalized on it. Like I was like, and then with the hat thing as well, like I really feel like that
Oh
took
yeah,
it.
the
Yeah.
maroon hat was a huge thing for you, wasn't it?
It was massive, and it was like, have you seen, like, I could finally, like, because for ages I was like, how am I going to identify myself? Well, I love, and this idea was kind of floating around because I always like wearing hats, as Josh does as well, I can see.
Yep.
But it's like, how am I going to? Okay, well, I always wear backwards hats. Okay, let's go mad and like choose an outrageous color and just do it. And then people were like spotting me and going, "Oh, there you are." And like it was just a great marketing thing, I think. So
Yeah, because I remember the first day I came in, people were like, "Oh, it's the guy, the singer, and the guy in the maroon hat or something," and I was like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And then you'd said something about it, and then a couple days, a week or so later, I think you gave your hat to a kid,
mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Toby? Am I tripping? Was his name
Toby,
Toby?
what, the guy that I gave the hat to?
Or there's a kid that sings to, or a guy, I don't know. For some reason, the name Toby just came out. I'm probably wrong.
I think it was Oliver, maybe.
Oliver, I don't know. I don't know where that came from. That was a way out of left
Yeah,
field. Sorry, guys. Good lord. Um, no, you gave your hat to him, and then you were asking people, "Oh, what color hat should I wear now?" And then the
yeah,
next day, you wore a blue hat, and then everyone's like putting blue hats in the chat. Like, I mean, 500 freaking people putting a blue fucking hat emoji
yeah,
in a live
yeah.
is control.
So
Crazy,
I've got
isn't
to
it?
start wearing red spandex, and I'll be all right. Yeah.
Hey, I got an
Well,
outfit you can wear,
I'm,
Josh.
oh dear. Yeah, it's. I honestly, I need you guys to be part of the next equation. I'm trying to. So I'm going to be doing eras of the color. So this era is the blue era, and then I'm thinking next. I don't know. Maybe a yellow. I don't know. Just
Cool.
something, or a
Yellow's
lime
heavy.
green. I don't know. What do you
Yellow
think?
is heavy though, bro. That's
What, yellow?
that's heavy.
Is it?
My vote stays the same, sage green.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll go with Josh as well. There we go.
Ah man,
Yeah.
nah. I mean, that's cool though. It's such a like cool idea. So like, god damn, I got to drive for it tonight. Um, excuse me, guys.
Get
Just
that
had
up
to
as
take
well.
some
Don't worry.
H2O.
Yeah.
So like, when it comes to like when you're like streaming and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
and obviously you're getting say all the gifts and whatnot. I've like not one point since I've been in your life have I ever heard you mention like gifts. Like you say
Right.
thank you, obviously, but like I think that's where people see a lot of it is mainly when people because you get a lot of streamers who are like, oh yeah, gift for this because I want to win this award or whatever this shit, and I think that's really like a massive negative thing for like anyone to do who's live because it
Yeah.
makes you seem like you're doing it for like one reason only. So what? How does that like? I you don't have to just like mention it at all, but like obviously with the busking now when it comes to like doing the busking, are you still even focusing on busking for money, or is it just now? It's just it'll come, so I'm just doing it because I'm doing it. If that any of that makes
Um,
sense,
yeah, that's a really good question. Um,
or is like TikTok a
I'm,
revenue? Is my question basically? Yeah, my question is TikTok now like your job and the busking extras just there?
yeah, I think I'm never. I don't ask for gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on that because I see so many people like you just saying, Josh. So many people ask for gifts and they even shout at their following for gifts, and I'm not about that at all.
No.
Um, I think I've always said, like, if I can cover my petrol to get somewhere and my parking, if
Mm-hmm.
petrol and parking are covered, I'm fine. And then if I can make a certain amount on top of the petrol and parking, that's me. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
For me, it's like more about going out and meeting people. And I've got so many cities
sure.
I've got to get to, and I'm yet to. I've been asked to go to Scotland, and I'm trying to get to these places, but it takes money and petrol and
Yeah,
time
no,
and
of
all that
course,
stuff.
yeah.
And then also, Airbnbs and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
it's a lot of planning, but I definitely don't do it for the money. But I need to make something, you know.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I think
because
what's
it's
happened is because I don't ask for the gifts, I think people just kind of go because I think I give a pretty good show for 2 hours.
You
oh
do.
yeah, hell yeah,
So I think people just kind of go, I'm going to gift him this, and that's my contribution. And the thing is, because we've got like 200 people in there in the community, it's really nice because if everybody just drops even 50p gift, I've made my petrol and my parking plus, and it's kind of
Yeah.
it's a
yeah,
win-win on all sides. But I'd never be the person to be like, drop me this and drop me that because it's
Yeah.
not who
Oh,
I am.
first person to give a galaxy, I'll sing Yellow by Coldplay. I hate when
Yeah,
people do that.
yeah,
'Cause it just, it's gonna sound so rude. It just seems beggy, and it
it does.
like, I think that's the thing is like that's the difference. Is like you know, and I know that people go in there to watch you sing. Like you will have people follow you to wherever you're going. Like when you get on in the morning and tell people, "Oh, I'm gonna be in, you know,
Yeah,
Portsmouth today," people will take that time and they'll be like, right, work, I'm sick. And they'll literally go to wherever you're playing and they'll put an effort in. And I think even everybody in the chat, like, no matter what time I go on, 9 times out of 10, you've got over 200 people in there. And they're all just
yeah.
kind, you know,
Just
they're
so,
all
so
supportive of you, how you are, you know?
yeah, just so genuine and like even with a crap algorithm now, TikTok algorithm for some reason is really bad at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the fact that I've still got 200 people in there who just want to watch, I mean, it's just mind blowing. Like I go in to people with like millions of followers, and they've got like 20 people in there sometimes.
because people
Um,
pay for that shit now. That's why.
yeah, exactly, Josh. And it's like I wanted to be really authentic, and also I don't think it's just about the singing, like because I'm not the best singer in the world at all. Like there are singers on there who are so much better than I am.
It's
But
a
I do
performance, though.
it. Yeah, it's just the extras, isn't it? Um,
100%,
but I've
one hundred
seen
percent.
singers on there who I'm like, wow, you're really good. Like technically, you're amazing, but you're not like giving a performance. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then you
it's really
see them
easy to
with
sit in
like,
front of a microphone and go la 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 la,
yeah,
but it's not easy. Don't I can't sing for shit. When I say it's easy, I mean it's easy for them.
yeah,
I'm a drowning brat. But
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean is having that extra. It's This is my frustration with myself because everyone tells me you're really good in front of camera. I have no skill
yeah.
at anything.
You're
I'm
you're
good with
pretty good now
telephones.
though. You're quite natural on the camera.
Ah, yeah, that's it. So what's like? I do have a question, and anyone who I speak to who deals with TikTok, I ask them this question because I actually find it really, really interesting to find out the answer. What are your views on TikTok as an app?
Um, I like that question because I've got so much I could say, but I don't think we've got enough time tonight. Um, I think it's really good, but really bad at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Do you want me to start with the bad or the good? What should I start with?
You say whatever your heart feels like you want to say, bro.
Okay, let's start with the bad. Okay, so I think that the bad side of it is that people can come in and tell a creator exactly what they think of them with no repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the trolling I have seen on people's lives is absolutely disgusting. I think I'm quite lucky in terms of I've had to deal with trolls, but nowhere near as many as I've seen on some people's.
Oh,
Um,
when I was streaming, I got some shit. I had some shit like go down. People coming in like saying racist stuff, all this, and I've had to be like, get the like, you know. So, nah, there's a lot of that on there for sure.
it's yeah, it's really hard to deal with, and I would definitely say if you're someone who's thinking about being a creator, you've got to be really thick-skinned for this stuff
Yeah,
because you're
It's
going
an
to be.
open line for bullying.
It's literally a pit for bullying. It's anybody will say anything to try and get that attention, and they will go. Some people will go to absolute extremes to get the attention they want.
Mm.
And the problem is for ages I was biting to it, and I was, you know, reacting to it, and I've learned to deal with it a bit more. I used to bite at every single person because I was like, you know, you'd never tell me that behind, you know, you're behind the screen. You'd never say that to my face. And I got really pissed off at the screen, and it used to bring in loads of people. And I was like, you know, Gary down the road would be like, "You're fucking shit, mate," and I'd be like, "You fucking come here, Gary, you fucking twat," you know. And I was really like pissed off. Sorry, I don't know someone called Gary. I'm just saying. I'm not singling out Gary. I'm just using that as a name.
That is me in a nutshell. You've just explained me in a nutshell.
Yeah, exactly right. But like, I was really bad. But yeah, the point is like, that's really bad, and it's caused people to, I don't know. It's you know what I'm saying. It's caused people to be in really bad places where they might take
Yeah.
decisions to do things which,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know
100%.
what I mean.
I think it's a very immature app. So
Very
my
immature.
opinion on it is,
Yeah,
with like, if you were on Instagram or Facebook or any other social media, the demographic seems a little bit older. And I think that's
yeah,
where you're quite lucky, because looking at a lot of the people in your chats, the demographic seems like over
mm,
15, 16, 17, 18, and like a bit of a more of a mature audience. So that's probably why you get a lot less of the assholes.
But I
yeah.
also think it's because you don't bite at it though.
Yeah.
Like
Not
when you don't
anymore.
bite back, people are like, "Oh, there's no point. He doesn't care." But like literally you had like a group of like what 17, 18-year-old boys singing with you the other day. I would never expect to see that anywhere else.
What you mean apart from my lives? Or
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
Because I think it's just who you are as a person that people are like, "Oh, no, we can get away with, no, we can't get away with." But what you put out is kind of what you'll get back.
So
yeah, and
magnetic energy.
I think the other thing is like, okay, so this is another bad thing on the app. So we've done the bullying and the whatever, but the other bad thing is it's very fake. Like a lot of the creators on there are pretending to be people they're not, and
Yeah.
Say it
you
louder
know,
for the bitches at the back.
well, you know, because this is the thing, right? And I will, you know, I've always said this since day one. I said this when I had 200 followers. I've said it when I hit 1,000. I said it when I hit 10. You know, it doesn't matter. I've always said the same thing. Like I'll always say things as they are. And the other day, I jumped on Sunday. I don't know if any of you guys were in, but I did an afternoon live, and I was like, guys, I'm really sorry, but I'm not feeling good today. I am in a pit, and I'm feeling like shit, and I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling really down. I'm in a rut. I'm gonna have to take a few days off. Now, a lot of people appreciate that because they're like, well, I feel shit, and if he's feeling shit, it's okay to feel shit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of these creators, I really urge them to speak up when they're not feeling good because they never show people that side. They never
Yeah.
show, I'm not feeling good today. They always show, oh, look at my watch, bro. Look at what I'm getting, all
Yeah.
these gifts,
They're
blah, blah,
bro
blah.
people.
Exactly.
And they are bro people,
Yeah.
and that's what I strive to be with this podcast. Is the one thing I don't want to be is a broadcast. Like there's a lot of that shit about now, as you know, these
Yeah.
boys and few lads, I think they're cool. That's why I split the episodes. I do some with Lena, I do some with my uncle, and I find the guests who suits them best would be who they come with. And again, just touched on you saying that you felt a bit like in a rut and whatnot, and a bit like down and stuff. I will always say to anybody, and I've said on this podcast many a times, anybody who is listening, if you feel like that, feel free to DM me.
Yeah.
That includes you, Charlie, but anyone except you, Lena, because I deal with you at home all the time. No, but genuinely, just fucking talk to someone, man. It's such a big thing. We've actually got a guest coming on in a few weeks who's like a massive, like, has a lot to do with like mental health and all that. So that'll be a really good conversation to have. But generally, just fucking DM someone, whether it's me, whether it's anyone, just do it, because so many people hold it in, and it's so bad.
Yeah, definitely. I
And go
mean,
to
I
the
really,
gym.
yeah, get to the gym. Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate that. And, you know, mine's always open as well. If anybody wants to message me, um, just make sure you message the right account because there are lots of fakes. So Yeah, just make sure you message my account. But yeah, honestly, it's very important to talk. And I always say to all my followers, if you're feeling crap and you need to talk, just reach out to me, and I'll get back to you when I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super important. Like, I really want to show. I can't stress how important it is for me to jump on a live when I'm not feeling good and be like, guys, I'm not feeling good, because the amount of people that have said, I'm so glad and I'm so happy that you've told me you're not feeling good, because now I feel okay to not be okay. It's
Yeah.
huge. And you know, when I'm feeling really good and I'm singing and I'm on top of the world, I'll show that as well. But I'll just show everybody how I'm feeling, and I do think that's a lot to do with like why it's gone quite big over the last year, because like
Yeah.
I think people just like the realness, and I'm just being real, and
100%.
I
The
couldn't be any
transparency. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, to be fair, like if I tried to be different and I tried to be this knob that wears a Rolex, and you know, like
Yeah.
it's not gonna wash. People are gonna know it's not me. Like, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that anyway. I mean, I did get this chain, but I treated myself to that, so that's fine. But there you go.
Do you
Yeah,
find
and that
that
was expensive.
TikTok is almost like, I think the only thing I can make sense to make it related to is like Sheen. So like fast fashion. I feel like TikTok is like the same thing, kind of like bang, you can open it up. There's a video of a cat in a fucking sombrero, and you're like, bang, instant gratification.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like, it's almost like a distraction to like the world around you. So it's a blessing and a curse, because it's a really good way to take your mind out of whatever mindset you're obviously in at that time. But I think for you, why it's been so helpful for you that it's that way is because you're so transparent and you're so honest. If somebody was having a bad day and they did come into your live, and let's say you're just out singing, the first thing they're going to see is somebody in that chat throwing like hearts in there, or making a kind comment to somebody else. And I think, like I said earlier, what you put out is what you attract. So I find that as much as it's fast fashion in a way,
yeah.
it's the instant gratification. I think that also benefits you quite a lot, because you're so open about it. And you're very open about mental health.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm honestly like on an app where people will watch a freaking, I don't know, like a stone being thrown against a wall, and then like that gets millions of views, right? I'm just so grateful that I, as a singer and a busker, like get the views I get, because
Yeah.
like honestly, like with an app like that, you would think nobody would give a crap, and I have seen like I said, I've seen some really good singers who are busking and they don't get the views for whatever reason.
Same. That's like me. My content's amazing. I'm really funny. Why am I not viral right now? What is going on?
You are you'll you guys are going to have your time. It's going to happen very soon. But
Have you found with like, have you like, obviously since you're, I'm just, I don't know exactly what to call it, but I'll call it your rise on TikTok, right? Since your
yeah,
rise on TikTok, and you've got, you're probably in the top X amount of percentage of creators on there, whether it's views, gifts, whatever, you'll be up there. Have you found that anyone has sort of, I word it as a clinger. Have you had anyone who's like, oh, I want to be a best friend because you're
yeah,
this?
yeah. So I actually had, guys. I've got a really funny story for you.
Go on.
Josh, you've opened up an entire
New
thing.
kind of worms.
So okay, so I'm going to tell you the story because I said I'd come on here and say it as it is. I yeah, okay. So I went on a date about 6 years ago,
He's going to
and
answer my next question as well. I know it. Go on, keep
I'm not
going.
going to answer it. Okay.
Possibly.
So I went on this date, and she was, anyway, for whatever reason, people either click or they don't, or whatever it is, right? And
Yeah.
she was being super standoffish and like, oh, not really interested, and like, why should you be with me, and vice versa. And I was kind of like, because I didn't like the whole dating app thing anyway. It wasn't for me. I was just.
We met on Tinder.
I was gonna say, don't knock it till you
Did
try
you?
it.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah, we met on Tinder. About 6 weeks later, we were engaged, and 5 months later, I was pregnant.
No way. You got to be having me on. No way.
Nope.
No, that's true.
Swear to God.
That's the truth.
Really? Yeah, but you must be in like the top 0.1%.
We're the advert. We should be the advert for Tinder.
we we went and got the tattoos 3 weeks after meeting. We didn't give a shit. We were getting the tattoos, and the guy's like, "What date is this?" And I was like, "25th of April, 2022." He's like, "It's June." I was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Okay, that's my story blown out of the water. But anyway, um, yeah, like so. Anyway, so I'll say it anyway. So we met on Plenty of Fish when that was
Oh
a thing.
wow! How old are you, Charlie?
How old? Do you know how old I am, Josh?
I actually don't. So please answer.
Just turned 33. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm 30. All right.
30, yeah.
I know I don't look it. I still look 22. It's great. Anyway, Plenty of Fish is showing your age, buddy. No,
well, the thing is, right? I was it. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was. It Plenty of Fish.
No, you can't change the story now. You can't change the story now. We're going with Plenty of Fish.
No, I don't know if it was though. It might have been Happen because I was on them all.
Oh, go on.
I was on
You don't
like
have
him, but he
to
was on
be
them all.
lonely at farmersonly.com.
Exactly. You got it. And I was so anyway. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't go to plan. She was like, "I'm not interested." Blah blah blah. Right. So I was kind of like, "Come on, let's give it one more go, whatever." And anyway, she said, "No, I'm not interested." And then it was 2 months early. 2 months ago, I get this message saying, "Hey, do you remember me?" And I was like, "Oh."
Unfortunately.
And I looked, and I was like, when you're taken aback, and I got the message on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I do remember you, yeah." And then she said, "Yeah, we went on that date," and I said, "Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?" And then I was thinking, I didn't say this, but I thought I was, and anyway, before I said you rejected me, she came out with this whole thing of like, "Oh, I made a mistake, and it was really bad, the mistake I made, and I was just hung up on an ex, and I really want to start again." And I said, "Have you like seen me somewhere, or like what's this random message from?" And she said, "Oh yeah, you just came up on my FYP. Oh my god, like you're doing really well on TikTok. But honestly, can we meet?" And I was just like, "Okay,
Hard pass.
I'm pretty sure that there's no way back from this now." And it
Out
just
of 10, though. Like, because I mean, I would have to make the decision on how. I'm only joking.
I mean, it does, yeah. I'm not bothered because I would always be thinking, what are your intentions? So,
100%.
no, but it's just amazing what a couple of numbers can do when people change their mind. Yeah. It's crazy. Like,
yeah,
nah.
So, but I had to stick my gut of like, no, sorry, I'm not going to be second best. Sorry.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
like,
no
no
way.
one wants to fuck being second best anyway. Tell them to do one.
Yeah.
Next question. You may have slightly just answered it. I asked this from a lot of people who I speak to who are on TikTok as well. So get ready for these ones. Because obviously I'm just a lad asking questions because one day I might be big on TikTok. Do you
Tread
get like
carefully.
a lot? Do you get like a lot of female attention? Like now? Like would you say more? Like
yeah, and I don't know what to do with it.
So how many thousand followers was this? Because I need to know when I've got to push Lena away.
When you got to push Lena away, unless you guys are up for like the whole polyamorous thing, then
Hey,
maybe more me than her.
Yeah.
Oh, actually no. Wait,
no. What you want, like a specific number?
No. What I mean is what I was getting at is like, obviously that part was a joke, but is how hard is it to tell between like genuine and not?
I was going to make a joke then, but I thought, no, I better not.
Nah, go on, go.
I was going to say the number of followers where it probably all changes is probably 69,000.
yes.
You knew it was coming. Genuinely, I think.
Or is it just a time will tell sort of thing?
I never like. I never. I remember when I went out before I even started like streaming on TikTok, and like before I was like I'm not even bloody, famous or anything, but I do get stopped a tiny bit, like I might be in the services and someone might be like, oh, can I have a picture? And that's weird to me.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've had to get used to. But I think for me, it's like, because before I started TikTok, I used to go out clubbing quite a lot, and I never had like a massive issue, pulling. But I didn't. I think I was quite bothered about it at the time. I was like, oh, I need to like go out and meet someone to prove a point of like, to my mates or like, oh,
Yeah.
that I can do it. And it's weird now that I'm not bothered by it. I genuinely am not like, I don't actively look for someone. People are throwing themselves at me, and it's weird.
He's hot property, ladies and gentlemen. He's hot property.
But I
Getting
get
there
that,
before
like,
someone else does.
yeah, but I'm getting messages of like, oh, you can stay at my place anytime. Like, you can stay at my hotel. I'll put you up in my spare room. And I'm like, in your spare room? Like, is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, no, I get you.
And like, people have messaged me, like, declaring their love for me, saying like, I really want to marry you. I want to be with you. And I'm just like, this is weird to me. It's
I'll
really
send
strange.
mine later. Don't worry.
Thanks. I will gladly say yes. But yeah, it is. It definitely.
Yeah, we
You've
have a
got to,
spare room.
That's not a joke.
you
We
got
actually
you
do.
guys are nuts. Don't you start saying that, because seriously, you'll get people asking to stay in your spare room.
Look, £400 a month if you're not a freak. Just a message.
Plus,
But you're on night feeds for the baby.
yeah. No, but like, it definitely, you've got to be a little bit careful, because I would always want to be with someone who is genuine and not just there for what I do.
Do you find that now it's going to be harder to find that? Sorry, Josh.
No, yeah, that's a good
No,
question.
I don't think it is, because I'm not bloody, I'm not like Harry Styles or someone, so I can get away with it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's been quite rapid. Like, it's been quite. I mean, last year I went quite nuts, but then it's kind of just slowing, and it's kind of going progressively more now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can still find people who don't know what I do, who I am, very easily.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
people don't know who I am. So I'd love to, be able to say, right, you know, how are you? What do all that? Not how are you, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
all that stuff, and like that for them to go. "Oh, so what do you do?" And that would be lovely.
Yeah, to like start from zero, like start completely fresh, like not with somebody who just thinks that they know everything about you from because they've watched you on a TikTok in a way.
Yeah, but having said that, I would never ever say no to someone just because they watch me. I mean,
Oh no.
if someone is like genuine and has the best interests
And
for
so
me,
I mean
then
the genuineness of actually wanting to know
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
your passion for the music, why you do it,
yeah,
like what makes you love it so much.
yeah, exactly. I think it would just be harder, but like, I could still, I would still try and give that person a chance and trust them,
Yeah.
even if they did know who I was, and even if they follow me. Because I don't think you've got to give people a chance, but it's a bit more difficult, isn't it? Because it's like, would you still have the same feelings for me if I wasn't doing what I do?
Yeah.
I think
But then I
everybody has
suppose you
that,
could say
don't
that
they?
about anything, couldn't you? Like,
Yeah,
in reality, you could say that about anything. I could sit here and go, would Lena still have the feelings she would for me if I was ugly as shit? Like, it's the
probably.
same thing, right?
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
yeah,
And unfortunately, that's the life we live in. Social media,
yeah.
looks, and all of that take precedent in a lot of people's mind, which is really annoying. But hey ho, there we are.
I think you can say that with literally any job though.
Yeah,
I think so.
100%,
I
hundred
think,
percent.
yeah, you could say it with anything, couldn't you? But
Yeah.
I think I'm just a very trusting person, and I I just kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's
Just
me.
don't let that bite you in the ass, man.
It has many times, dude, but I just seriously, but I just try, no matter how many times I get knocked down. I'm sorry to go a bit serious, but like how many times? No, I've been through a lot of shit the last year. I've trusted people and they fucked me over, and but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to stop being who I am, and I think people appreciate that I keep going and I don't stop.
And they win if you do as well.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
And
it's not.
I have had people that have been like, I won't name names, but I have had people that have been like, oh, can I, hang around with you and sing with you, and then they're always like, oh, can we live stream? And I'm just like, why do you want to live stream though? Like,
Clingers.
yeah,
That's the definition of a clinger.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Like
it's
But you're
hard.
never opposed. But you're never opposed because you let people of like you're singing somewhere, you're busking somewhere, you will always let somebody come and sing with you.
Yeah, and
I
I'll
think
always
it's
say like, if you want to shout out your socials, you can do it. But
yeah,
I think it's when people take the piss, isn't it? It's when they're like,
absolutely.
I'm just going to keep asking him if I can sing and then give him nothing in return. Like that's for me when I'm like, oh, I can't be dealing with this.
if you ever see me walking down the street and I'm not walking in a straight line and I try sing, push me away quick because I can't sing, and the only time I would ever try and do it is if I've had a few drinks. So let's just get that out there now. Lena, on the
Well,
other hand, has got a fucking beautiful voice. I will have
you'll you'll
everybody
you'll
know.
you'll have to come and sing, guys. Definitely,
I can't do it.
you'll have to. You
I
guys have
can't
got
do
to
it.
do it. Come on,
I've
you got
tried
to.
so many times.
She's unreal. She's really fucking good. It's really annoying. She's really good.
Are
I
you? Are
just
you?
can't.
Is it the confidence thing?
Um, it's so weird because when I was younger, I had no fear. No fear. I was on vacation with my parents in Hawaii, and my mom was like, "Sing." I was like, "What?" We're sitting on a street corner, and there was like buskers, like fucking everywhere, like in Oahu and Waikiki, they're everywhere. And she
Yeah,
goes, "Just stand there." And my dad put his hat down. And he was like, "Sing." I didn't give a shit. I just started singing. Like it never bothered me. I used to do talent shows. I went on American Idol. I went on The Voice. I did all the things with no fear whatsoever. And it's like I hit like 20 and it was like bang. I don't know if it was like because I was in a bad relationship before and that maybe knocked my confidence in other things, which kind of just made everything dwindle. But I think singing was definitely like my happy space, like my release in a way. And it was something that I genuinely wanted to actually do for a very, very long time. And then I think when I lost like my happiness, I kind of just I didn't do it anymore. So then I just like not lost interest in it, but I gave that dream up. My mom always used to tell me like, she wanted me to be a nurse or whatever, to get like a real job. And now I'm a photographer. Haha. um but it was always like academics are very pushed in my household as a kid, and like I didn't go that route. Like I went to Stanford, but I just did a course in business. Like I am by no means like my sister's an emergency trauma nurse. I couldn't do it. But yeah, no, I don't know what it is. I can sing when I'm home alone, but even Josh has never even really heard me like sing. I don't think.
are you? Do you guys live together then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So are you in two separate rooms now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm in my
when I,
studio.
when I say we've
Oh,
got a spare room, we have a 5-bedroom house. We weren't joking.
Yeah.
oh, right. Okay. Got you. I was just thinking that you were in separate places. Yeah, I think if you want to get back into it, or you just want to kind of build that confidence, and I would say this to anybody, just try singing in front of a camera. It doesn't have to be live stream. Just singing in
Oh,
front of.
I do it all the time. I have
Oh,
so many videos in my Snapchat, and I'll post one to TikTok and I'll leave it up for like 10 minutes and I'm like, nope, nope,
and
nope,
then you take
delete,
it
delete,
down.
delete.
No,
Yeah.
see that's the point. You've got to not take it down. That's the thing, Lily. No, don't take it down. And also, just just try it. Just try it. But I think to anybody that's you know struggling to even upload a video, I would
Mm-hmm.
say just try and sing in front of a camera. Just record it. You can keep it for your own sake or whatever you want to do. And then maybe sing in front of a couple of friends or sing in front of family members and stuff, and then kind of build it from there. Um,
Yeah.
you won't be able to go from like, I mean, you can jump in the deep end, but I know a few people that have done that, but it's not gone very well for them, where they've gone, okay, from absolutely singing in front of nobody to suddenly busking in such a busy city, and they've had a meltdown.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you have to kind of take baby steps, I think.
I always say that people who are scared to upload a video, the only reason they're scared to upload a video is because of the people who are going to judge them. The people who are judging you will never know or never meet or don't talk to you anymore, so fuck them.
Exactly. And Josh,
Yeah.
if you saw, so like when I get so have you guys seen what I do when someone calls me out in the street? Have you guys seen what, Lena, have you seen it?
I haven't had the pleasure, to be honest with you.
I don't think I've ever been in there and seen anything like that, if I'm honest. Maybe I've just hit it at all the good times, but I've never seen anything really bad ever be said in there.
No, well, it's happened. So it's happened a couple of times. Now, the ones online are like annoying. Don't get me wrong. Like the people online, the trolls are fucking annoying, and they do my nuts in. But the ones in the street that walk past and say something, that really gets to me,
Yeah,
because
100%.
it will be like, it's always some guy who is like really insecure. He'll walk past and he'll be like, "You're fucking shit, mate." While I'm mid,
Stone
like,
Island jacket zips up, like, yeah, you're
exactly,
shit. Fucking
exactly,
shut up.
with a wrist thing on, yeah,
Yeah.
and like they'll do it right when I'm literally just enjoying myself, like with loads of people.
Yeah.
They do it to get a reaction. So what I do, and this, any buskers watching out there, take note. Stop the song, make everything really quiet in the street, and all look at that person walking by and announce in the mic, guy with the whatever they're wearing, guy with the blue and white striped t-shirt, walking away. Turn around, let's see your face. And they never look around.
I would literally just walk up to him and say, "You go on then. You can sing it. You can do
Yeah,
better. You can sing. Go ahead."
yeah. I really, it literally does my nuts in, because I'm thinking, you've literally walked through this entire group of people, you've made a scene, and now you want to make it awkward for everybody. You've clearly got something to say, so I'm going to stop the song and let you have your moment.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
I'd sink into a hole, like,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
And then I announce, and I'm like, do you want to tell everybody what you mean by that? Because you clearly think you could do a better job than me. So, and yeah, honestly, they never come back and do it. But
Yeah.
I always have this thing
Go
of
on.
like, someone once told me, they were like, if you can't do a better job in anything than someone's doing, or not even that, but you don't mock someone for trying. So it's like,
Yeah.
if like someone, if a carpenter comes to my house and starts making something, and I think that they're making it wrong, well, I don't know anything about carpentry, so I can't say that
Yeah.
I can't say I could do it. You know, when people go, "Oh, I could do a better job than them," but they don't
Don't
know what
even fucking start.
It's like when
exactly.
you're watching the boxing, right? It's like when
Yeah,
everybody does it when you're watching the boxing and
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
AJ's throwing a jab and he gets hit and
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, what are you doing that for? You go step in the ring, bro." I'm
yeah,
bad for that. I do it all the time, but
It
yeah, yeah.
happens to me
But,
all the fucking time.
but
I'll be
that's the
standing
thing.
there with like a $4,000 camera in my hand with a $5,000 lens on it, and someone's like, "Look at my iPhone. My iPhone takes." Don't fucking hire me
Yeah,
then. Take your
yeah,
wedding pictures on your fucking iPhone.
yeah, and you'll get that person that says, "Oh, what's that shot she's just got there? I could have done a way better job than that." And it's like, well, sorry, try it then,
Yeah, grow up.
But it's, yeah, it really does my nuts in. And the reason it annoys me so much is because I have had to deal with these idiots for years, and I'm just so done with it, you know. And
right.
to be fair, like if you hear someone in the street and you don't think they're very good, or you don't have to make a big scene about it. Just
They've
say
still got
to
the
your
fucking
friend,
balls to do it, bro.
yeah, exactly, and just say to your friend, like if you are with a friend, don't be like, oh, you fucking, just be like, I don't, wait until you've passed that person and just be like, I don't really like them. I don't think they're very good, but just out of earshot, and then it's fine.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you've got something to judge, you can judge them on whatever you want to judge them on. Do it in your own space. Don't let them hear them. And also, the minute you can say something is the minute you got the balls to do it, and the minute you can get in
Exactly.
front of it and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we're nearly there. I got two more questions.
Okay.
Unless Lena's got any. Lena, you got anything else you want to go through before I?
Go for it, Joshua.
I just want to know what the most embarrassing thing has happened to you while you're busking.
That was one of mine.
Embarrassing. It's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me. I don't know. I don't know. You've really got me on the spot here. There's so much stuff that happens.
What like
Um,
the worst, embarrassing worst? You go for it.
I think when that woman slapped me, that was up there. That was pretty bad.
Oh, bro, that's heavy, isn't it? That's heavy.
She slapped me like with that kind of like, so it was like kind of
Close hands, like
close
yeah,
bits
yeah.
there, so it was like round the face for absolutely no reason.
And you sort of don't want to seem hurt, but you're hurt, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I was just more shocked. I was like, oh, what are you doing? So I kind of like, that was pretty bad. But then I've also had, I think the most embarrassing thing. Um,
You had a weird one in Wales last year. That guy. Is it like a homeless guy or something, or a drunk guy? Were
what
you
is
in
that when
Wales?
people sing? Yeah, yeah, him. I
That was
don't think
hilarious.
that was really funny, but I don't think that was the most embarrassing thing. I've definitely had embarrassing moments, but I can't remember.
No, that's
I'll have
okay.
to get back to you
That's
on that
fair
one.
enough.
No,
I'll
that's
have to get
fine.
back.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Well, that
they're
actually leads to my next question, anyway,
yeah.
which was, will you pleasure us again with your presence one day?
Yes, definitely,
I've been
definitely.
asking that to everybody because everybody who comes on, they're like, "Oh man, I want to do it again." So I'm always just giving the open opportunity to everybody before we end it, just because, like, I fucking love this stuff, man. I love talking to people. I love getting to know people. I love finding out about them, and I find like the first one I always do tends to be very much based on what they do, how they do it, and so on. And I'd like to get to know more of the person afterwards, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
I'd love to be back on, guys. I've loved it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm.
Anything else from you, Lena?
What's next, Charlie? What's next? What
There
what are
we go.
your goals? I know you've got like a set amount of followers you want to hit.
He's got a secret that he can't tell us as well. So
I know.
Yeah. Well, I've just been. So yeah, I can't talk too much about it, but
no,
I've
of course.
I I got a first sponsorship deal, which was massive for me recently.
Oh,
Oh wow,
congratulations.
well done.
Thank you, guys. I won't be able to tell anybody.
Nah, that's fine.
No, of
But
course.
like, I always thought like, oh, getting a sponsorship deal was pretty cool, but it wasn't the one for me because it was, it just didn't suit what I wanted to do, but it was just amazing to have an offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the next thing is the 100K. So I want to throw a 100K followers party. So
If you're listening
everybody's.
to this and you're not following, we'll get your ads out after. But I'm telling you
Yeah.
now, as the boss here, fucking follow him. All right.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, you carry on.
I, yeah, I yeah, I think I'm surprised more people don't do it because I've got this idea of having this huge 100K party, which, there aren't going to be 100,000 people there, by the way. That is
No,
not
of
the thing.
course.
But there might be 200-300 people. And
I'll be there.
you're going to be there. And,
I'll be there 100%.
I think it just really, I'd love to just meet everybody in person and just have a great laugh. And
Yeah.
just to thank everybody for being in the community and just being so amazing. And if we can just all be in one place, just have an amazing time and network and meet each other, why aren't more people doing that? It's just crazy. It's beyond me.
100%.
But I just also think like 100,000 is just such, like, to me, it's like 100,000 real followers is like a massive achievement for me.
Like, imagine 100,000 people in a room.
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
I'd
like,
be I'd be fucking
that's not
gassed
even
up if
football
I had like
matches.
100 people follow me.
Like
Well,
like that. So like you saying about like doing the 100K party and stuff, like obviously we are nowhere near it and it might never happen. I hope it does, but like my aim with this is to literally be able to do a live podcast in front of an audience of like anywhere between 50 to 100 people. That would be unreal.
yeah,
That would be like the end goal, like not end goal, but that would be the fucking goal for me with
yeah,
this,
yeah.
you know. So
That's going to happen for you guys, 100%. You're hearing it from me because when I started streaming, when I was like getting 2, 3 people in my lives, I was like, this ain't going anywhere, But I kept
Yeah.
at it. Just stay consistent. Like this goes for everybody. Just stay really consistent. Keep doing what you're doing because you guys, it's a great podcast, and you can clearly see that you both love talking to people and finding out more about people. And
Yeah.
I would say I'm
I'm just
quite
nosy.
but you say you love you guys are very approachable. You're very nice people, and you're gonna get far with it because and however far like you've just said, Josh, 20 people, 40 people, that's your kind of goal, and it's a very good goal. It's an amazing goal, and the thing is, I think you'll surpass that anyway. But it's just like I think just being genuine is just going to get you so far anyway. And that's
100%,
that's coming from
100%.
someone who I had 200 followers, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
But I
Listen,
think
yeah.
I think for me, because people say next stop 1 million, I'm like, nah, I'm not. If it happens, it happens. But for me, just seeing a 6 digits, 100K, that'll do me. Then that's literally like a cool achievement. I can say I've done it. It's taken me a year. Wow. And then
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Because you've only just collected your year award as well, haven't you? In
yeah,
January.
yeah, just collected that with my agency, who I signed with in last January, and he took me on when I had 400 followers.
Oh wow. So
And
what
yeah,
content wise, is there anything else? Have you got any plans for anything else content wise? Like, because I know a lot of people who like their content creators, they'll like, they'll broach into other little things. I know you go to the gym or something
yeah,
like that. Like for me, I want to get people together and do a ghost hunt. I'm obsessed with
yeah,
ghosts.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Well,
I'm obsessed with ghosts.
and I love horror. Do you like horror films, Josh?
Oh mate, yeah,
All right,
obsessed.
we're gonna go and watch a horror together. It's done.
Oh dude, I'm like honestly, and if I get to the point where I know enough people who want to do a ghost hunt, I will invite you. I love it. I'm all
Oh, I
about
love
that,
it.
man.
Are you on about one of those escape rooms as well?
No, I'm on about a real ghost hunt.
Oh, a
So
real
in
ghost.
Gloucester, the ancient Ram Inn, I want to go there. It's
In
not even
Gloucester.
expensive. Yeah, I just need the kit. But like that's the aim, to go and do a proper ghost hunt.
Okay, well, I'm coming to that because I don't live too far away. So
But
it's
we're only in
on
Warminster,
Warminster. Wow, okay. Yeah.
so it's like literally 20
We're near
minutes from Gloucester.
Bath. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in Bath on Friday. Come on down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday, depending on
Yeah. I would.
with with my job, and her car's broke down. We're
Yeah.
going through like
Okay.
crazy times at the moment with that. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It is a nightmare. So you have a skydive coming up. Do you want to talk about that for like 5 seconds quickly? Sorry. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I've got a skydive coming up for Olivia's cancer journey. Olivia is a small little girl. She's got spinal cancer, which she's getting treatment for.
Bless her.
And yeah, the aim is what's going to happen is I'm going to do a 7,500 feet skydive because I'm terrified of heights. So I'm going to be jumping out of a plane, which is going to be pretty mad. And then I'm hoping to do an in-person performance for Olivia as well.
oh wow, that's cool.
Oh.
That's amazing.
So that is the plan. So yeah, that's going to be great.
And is that still hand in hand with the influential stars? Am I right?
Yeah, still with influential
Yeah.
stars. Yeah. But I'm hoping to get down. You can follow them actually. It's Olivia's Cancer Journey. They're called on TikTok and
Okay.
Instagram.
Everybody follow that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I joke around a lot, but stuff like that, like, honestly, it pulls me hard now. Having a child changes everything. Like, I can't watch, like, anything on TikTok, like, sad videos about kids, man. It really, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, so, like, I know I joke around a lot, guys, but if you could, like, literally just go to that TikTok account, hit follow, support what you can. I'm sure, is there a donation page or anything like that?
Yeah, there is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's all in the link.
Yeah, so get to that.
Um,
Like, whether it's one of you, 10 of you, whatever, go to it and do it, please, because
yeah,
that could change everything, man.
it's amazing what they're doing, and I mean, I raised quite a bit of money. I can't remember how much I raised for it, but I wanted everybody to kind of get together and help.
Yeah,
And
That's what I like.
yeah, it's just very kind of community. I love a community and like, that kind of community spirit that everybody does, when they get together. Which was just going to bring me on to one final thing, actually, if I can just talk about it just
go
quickly.
for it.
But just before that, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so you can come and watch the skydive. If you hit the follow button, you'll find out more. You can actually come and watch me skydiving, and then Olivia's mum's going to be there and everything, so it's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, just about the community thing, when you were asking what's next, what I'm hoping to do now is to collaborate with smaller artists. So I'm not really interested in, teaming up with like people with millions of followers. I want to help artists who are like not heard. And they're trying to get heard on TikTok. So if you guys know anybody or any of the listeners,
I've got someone I am pushing to you, like Lucas, who came on the podcast. He's very much an indie sort of pop punk, emo sort of Blink-182, that sort of stuff. But honestly,
he's just won an award though, to be fair.
Salisbury Music Awards. Yeah, he just won that. But
wow, awesome.
He's social media's like, not in a disrespectful, Lucas, I know you're going to be listening, not disrespectful, but it's not, it's not, not big. So I'm gonna push him your way for sure, because in fact, when I was speaking to him on the podcast, we mentioned you about doing it. So like, it's funny world.
It's crazy. I just want to help us, because I've worked to get where I am, and I've worked very hard for the last year, and I've really pushed things, and I've got such a great community. But I just want to get other people on my platform who have an amazing voice but aren't able to aren't seeming to be pushed out, and I just want to give people a helping hand. It's not going to be TV exposure or anything like that, but it's of course, if it can just help a little bit, and that's my aim this year, is to really help artists who are really good, that just want a bit of a helping hand, and also just different voices to collaborate with.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I mean, I've sung with some amazing people already who haven't had that much exposure, but they're incredible and they're really good.
Yeah.
And just to have that kind of those different voices, I can't wait. And I get so excited singing with people, because I'm like, I don't know what you're going to sound like. So us together, we're going to sound great, and you might have a completely different tone to me. And it's the smaller people, it's the people who are on the rise that I'm more. I want to work with.
The unknown quantities.
Yeah. And so if you guys know anybody and any listeners, please push them my way, and we're going to get dates in the diary, and I'm going to be going all over the UK, and I want to meet you. So there we go.
There we go. Right. Tell everyone where they can find you, Charlie, bro.
So it's going to be, but just quickly as well, Lucas, please get in touch as well. But yeah, they can find me. So CMax Music on TikTok, CMAX Music, and then Charlie Max Music on Instagram as well. So
let's go. Listen, we appreciate the shit out of you for coming on, man. It's been an absolute pleasure to get to talk to you, bro.
Thank you so much for having me on, guys. And you guys honestly have been so nice, and I definitely up for coming on again. And this podcast, keep an eye out, it's going to be going big, guys. So
boom. And as always, everybody, you can find me and my podcast, not Lena's podcast, it's my podcast. Just saying, I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Yeah, she's just there. She's just there for the bands. Nah. Obviously TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram. We are literally everywhere. All you got to do is type in "Let's Get Chatting" pod. Chatting is without the G. I keep forgetting to say that, so don't type in chatting. It's chatting. Let's Get Chatting pod, because I'm a bit of a chav. You know what I mean, bruv? Yeah. So yeah, check us all out. And
if you need a photographer, at lenajames.photography on Instagram.
get her that shit too, because she's pretty good at her job. They're not taking on a Nokia. And yeah,
Gotta
like,
shoot my
subscribe.
shot where I can.
Follow, like, subscribe, and check out our reels because they're fucking funny. Right, cheers for listening, everyone. Peace out.